So this season during our annual fall ride, we've been in the province of Quebec exploring the scenic Gaspé Peninsula. After 4 days in the saddle of a pair of K1600 GTs, we spent the final evening in the town of Gaspé proper. Then, on the final morning of our adventure, with only a couple of hours left before catching a flight back home, we squeezed out one last photo op at the famous Peninsula Rock. It required a spirited early morning ride that will never be forgotten. But alas, no matter how hard we tried to stretch out the experience, our journey was coming to a close.
Well, Norm, here we are midway through day 4 in this year's ultimate ride to Gaspé, and we're at the Gaspé airport. Man, it's a tiny little airport. No tower, and our de-icing, not that we need it, but our de-icing vehicle is actually a pickup truck.
Exactly.
It's small.
And only one-way runway too, so that's gonna be interesting with all the wind when we leave here.
It's been extremely windy today. But you know, when we pull out the map and we look back to where we have been and how far we've come from flying into Quebec City 4 days ago, we've covered a lot of ground.
1,250 kilometers the way that we did the route.
Nice.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Quickly recapping, you know, the first part of the ride was a little straightforward and pedestrian, out from Quebec City to Rimouski. We spent the night there, and then the journey really began for us the next day, riding down the 132 East to your sister's place in Matapedia.
Yes, had a nice little surprise lunch there and enjoyed that very much. And then after lunch we continued along to Baie des Chaleurs and made our way to the 299, which is at New Richmond, and up to Saint-Anne-des-Monts. And that was a really spectacular road for me. I really enjoyed that, the two roads, the valley for 70 kilometers and then the mountains for the next 70 kilometers.
Yeah, that was a fantastic ride, and we had a gorgeous day. That whole day was all about following rivers. Woke up at Saint-Anne-des-Monts, a nasty day. It was cold, it was raining, but the ride to Gaspé, it did not disappoint. I mean, we were smiling the whole way. The scenery was spectacular.
Yeah, just the way the mountains came right down to the ocean and the road just snaked along. It was fantastic. And then every now and then the opportunity to go inland a little bit and get some roller coaster rides.
It was beautiful, and called it a short day yesterday. 4 o'clock we were in Gaspé. We checked into our hotel. This morning, it was like icing on the cake. Peninsula Rock. We blasted out there this morning, and what a gorgeous scene.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And some nice roads too.
Beautiful roads, and as we said before, when you ride it the opposite way, you get a whole different perspective. So I enjoyed actually coming from Peninsula back to here, visually more than the ride out.
Well, I think if you're going to come out and do this ultimate ride, the toughest decision will be, should I keep the St. Lawrence on my left or my right? Which way should we circle this thing? Because the scenery changes both ways. But overall, you know, when you're thinking about an ultimate ride in Canada, I mentioned this earlier in one of the previous segments, you know, the Rockies, definitely. Cape Breton, Cabot Trail, definitely. And I've got to put Gaspé right up there. This has been spectacular, fun, great riding. Thanks for bringing us this one.
No problem.